And Josh, what's been your biggest disappointment? DJ Lagway, Lenore Sellers, or Arch Manning?
I think easily.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for hopping in on another edition of Crain & Company. We got another great show for you today. It's college football season, right? The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. The animals sound better. The air is cleaner. And today we're going to be going over the top 10 quarterbacks in college football. Not conference specific, but in all of college football. We each made our own, and we're going to be discussing it with a very special guest. So I'm going to get to him in 1 second. But former Michigan quarterback David Cohn to my left, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver / wannabe Vikings drumline member Blaine Crain, and our special guest today. You can find him on ESPN.
He's everywhere, y'all.
Josh Pate's college football show of magnificence and friendship. It's our buddy Josh Pate.
JP, what's up, buddy?
Yeah,
Great, awesome. Please go ahead.
Tell him about Blaine's hair, Josh.
Great,
Buddy, look, we love our audience here, and we're full disclosure for our audience. But I'm telling you right now, if the 5 minutes before we pressed record ever made it publicly, we're all done. We are killing.
100%.
We are out. We are done.
It's been burned. Don't worry, it's already actually burning it in the garbage can outside right now. But you did say, one thing I think we can say is that Blaine's hair's the worst thing you've seen in a while, and you watched DJ Lagway play at LSU last weekend.
That's it. And it's important to note, brotherly love here. You were consoling him. You were in the middle of telling him it's not that bad. And I jumped in and I said, don't listen to a word of that. It's the worst thing I've seen. It's beyond terrible. As bad as they tell you it is, as bad as the mirror tells you it is, it's worse. It's the worst thing I've seen this year, and I've watched DJ Lagway against LSU.
Wow. Yeah, look, I'm
so glad we got you on today.
Yeah,
I think you're rocking it, bro.
You know,
I'm rocking it.
All right, I'm gonna cry in the bathroom.
Well, you got a bachelor party to go to anyway, so you got 8 hours to drive. But Josh, let's get into. I want to start off before we get, and we each have individual top 10s quarterbacks rankings nationally in college football. You put out your top 10 SEC quarterbacks list, which if we can throw that up on the screen, just want to run a few things by. To be honest with you, man. I think you're pretty spot on.
What a shit list.
Let me ask you this, though. I think everybody would have John Mateer at 1, right? Like, that's going to be consensus.
I found that's not true, Jake. I found that's not true.
That's nuts. Then I don't want to listen to anybody who doesn't believe that because I think you're nuts. But, like, where it gets interesting to me is Taylon Green, and I don't think it's crazy to have him at 2, with the way that his natural passing ability has really been brought to the forefront by Petrino, and he's putting balls in places that he hasn't, especially going back to Boise State. Go ahead, make your jokes, Blaine, jokey joke maker. But how about Bo Prabula at 4? To me, that's been the biggest surprise from a standpoint of we didn't know that much about Bo as the guy from a passing standpoint. We knew he could run, but he goes 30 of 39 against Kansas, and Josh looked good. We kind of underrated Missouri going into this year because of those questions, and he didn't even win the starting job. Where do you see Bo Prabula in this Missouri team right now?
They are a surprise. I would counter your biggest surprise with, if that's a 1A, 1B is Joey Aguilar to me, because I don't think what he's doing should be capable of being done this early. Yeah. But point taken on Prabula. So, to let people know how thoroughly he has played and how good he's looked so far, they need to know where he came from. He came from Penn State, right? Penn State's got Drew Aller. He's returning. This is their year. This is their team. If you have been on a Penn State message board, and I don't suggest you do it if you haven't been, but if you've already been on one over the past couple of weeks, the number one topic of conversation has been, did we let the wrong quarterback get away? Okay, so that's where Bo Prabula has Penn State people's minds at as they go into their bye week, getting ready for Oregon to come in. It just seems like Lane and Eli Drinkwitz, those are 2 guys so far this year. Josh Heupel also. Those are 3 guys this year where they make it look so easy, and I know it's not. But it's almost like toss them anyone. Toss them my sister and give her time to warm up, and they're going to win with her at quarterback. And meanwhile, this is what makes it so tough for me to watch how Arch has looked, how DJ Lagway has looked, because those were my 1-2. And not in that order, but those were my 1-2 preseason. They're not even in my top 10 now.
Yeah,
if you looked at the top 10 list, here's what you should know. Last Tuesday, when I was putting that list together, I got 1 through 9 done. Number 10's just open. That 10 slot's there. And I'm trying to figure out, who do I put in the number 10 spot? And I looked over at the names that hadn't been crossed off.
Yeah.
And it was so wild. Lagway's there, Arch is there, Sellers is there. Those were my preseason 1, 2, 3. And my preseason 1, 2, 3, less than a third of the way through the season, I'm sitting here trying to decide which of them I should toss in the number 10 spot. And none of them have been knocked out or anything like that. It's not like they were injured. At least we're told they're not injured. So, yeah, it's been wild. I think that's a microcosm of the SEC. I think the SEC is low-key taking on sort of a Big 12 vibe with more talent. And that is, you can't make sense of the picture. Week to week, it's insane. No one knows the hierarchy yet. There's no one on shelf 4. There's no one on shelf 1. It's all shelf 2 and shelf 3, which is bonkers good news if you own the media rights to it. But in terms
100%.
of trying to figure it out, it's like you never want to make a definitive statement.
Yeah. And it's awful news for CBS getting rid of the SEC. But Cone, Joey Aguilar, I mean, this guy, we talked about maybe his improvisation could cost Tennessee if he feels like he has to force it to make a play. I mean, one of the picks he threw against Georgia, his receiver fell down.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't on him. He is playing at such a high level. You could have him at 2, and I'm sure some maybe even have him at 1.
Well, I know I'm going to get to him on my list. Josh has him at 3 in the SEC. I have him at 3 in the country right now. And just for people on audio, here's Josh's full list. John Mateer, Oklahoma. Taylor Green, Arkansas. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee. Bo Prabula, like we just talked about right there at number 4. Gunnar Stockton at number 5. Marcel Reed from Texas A&M, 6. Diego Pavia. Ty Simpson at Alabama's at 8. Garrett Nussmeier at 9. Lenoris Sellers at 10. But, boys, here's a stat that I have for you, okay? Prepare yourself for this. There are only 4 SEC teams that are averaging fewer than 30 points per game in 2025. 4 averaging under 30 points per game. They are quarterbacked by Arch Manning, Lenoris Sellers, DJ Lagway, and Garrett Nussmeier. A lot of that is depending on the schedules. Some of these teams have played stiffer competition, but those are the 4 quarterbacks averaging under 30 points per game.
Whew, that's insane. I mean, to Josh, before we get to Blaine, Nuss at 9. I feel like LSU philosophically is going about this differently than seeing, oh my God, we have to score 45 points to win every game. I know it hasn't been beautiful, but I think it's kind of baked in to the ideology of who Brian Kelly really is. Like I've been trying to tell everybody, when Brian Kelly is doing well, this is what the team looks like. It's balanced, it's kind of old school, it's very complimentary. Talk about Nussmeier for a second. Should LSU fans be worried, or is this just part of kind of who this team is, which I think can win more games?
Yeah, they should be worried that he's hurt because he's hurt. He's been hurt since the preseason. So I actually think that's a testament, though, because I don't think what he has, well, I hope what he has, which was confirmed earlier this week, so we're not speculating here, is anything that's going to last the whole season. I hope that's true because I do think there's a higher level of play in him. And I think it's actually a testament to them that they went in there far less than 100% at quarterback and beat Clemson on the road. An even further indictment on Clemson, which is its own conversation. And then they got the job done against Florida. Now, you could say, oh, they needed 5 turnovers. Okay, but they also forced 5 turnovers. As bad as DJ looked, it's not like he was throwing against air. And that's the whole story of LSU. You know, a couple of years ago, they got Jaden Daniels. Can't get out of their own way defensively. They waste that season. Well, now they're in a position defensively where they can be hamstrung at quarterback right now. They can really look lethargic at times. Defense will win games for them early. And I think the storyline for LSU could be later in the season if Garrett Nussmeier gets right physically and that offense starts humming a little more. Maybe the big storyline is, wow, in a previous life under Brian Kelly at LSU, the season would have already gone down the drain. But in this life, Blake Baker's an American hero, and you will never convince me otherwise. And that defense bought us time, which is key in college football. And here we are. We're going into Tuscaloosa, or we're playing Oklahoma, or whoever it is down the stretch, and we're right in the middle of the SEC championship race. Because I think there's another gear for LSU if they have full health offensively.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Josh, what's been your biggest disappointment? DJ Lagway, Lenoris Sellers, or Arch Manning?
I think easily DJ. Because I'd seen him play before. I'd never seen Arch play before. You could really, I was talking to someone earlier this morning, you could go back all the way on Arch Manning. He never really did the camp circuit. He never did Elite 11. He was bad in their spring game this spring. This was the debut for him. So theoretically, if you had high expectations for him and he didn't deliver, you were mainly going off just that, expectations. You hadn't seen him. I saw Lagway tear it up down the stretch last year. Like, I had a ton of reason, I thought, to be optimistic about him. It's not like he's dealing with a new coach. He's not dealing with a new system. He's got what I think should be a really good O-line, should be a really good ground game. That tailback, by the way, Jaden Ball, averaging over 6 yards per carry. Fascinating. So that has been a crushing disappointment to me. Now, I was trying to do some inventory of self earlier this week, and I don't know about you guys, but we all knew he missed spring. We all knew that. I probably underestimated that impact of him missing spring because it's not like Carson Beck. Like, Carson Beck missed spring from Miami, but he's played college football for like
he's
a decade.
42.
So it didn't matter. DJ just hadn't played a whole lot. He started the back half of last year, and I just wish I read more into it at the time, because I think him missing spring is the equivalent now of us watching him go through spring. He just happens to be going through spring against LSU on a Saturday night, and it sucks.
All right, boys. Nothing bugs me more than bugs in the house, around me. And that's why you need to hook up with our friends over at Pate. They offer professional-grade, do-it-yourself pest control at a fraction of the cost of traditional service. Their easy-to-use kits take just minutes to apply and provide the same effective products used by professionals. While other pest control companies charge over $800 annually, Pate's customized plans start at just $35 per treatment, tailored specifically to your location, your pest issues, and local climate conditions. Now, each Pate kit comes complete with a reusable electronic sprayer, mixing bag, pesticide, gloves, and simple instructions that take less than 10 minutes to follow. Again, we all use it. It's a fantastic product. You need to use it too. Plus, Pate's products are kid and pet friendly, using fully registered pesticides that are trusted in hospitals and schools nationwide, backed with a 100% bug-free guarantee, offering a full refund if you're not completely satisfied, but you will be. Now's the time to protect your home from bugs. So go to pestie.com/Crain for an extra 10% off your order. That's pestie.com/CRAIN for an extra 10% off. 100%.
And I will say this. I mean, one guy, and I know he only played one game, but the Trinidad Chambliss kid from Ole Miss is a problem.
No, he's an
well,
like Josh
problem.
was saying, look, Lane's going to stay with one or two. Like, you could throw anybody out there. Some guys just understand how to develop a quarterback. To be honest with you, and I know Austin Simmons is hurt, I thought Chambliss looked better than anybody they've thrown out there at the quarterback position yet. And I know throwing 2 picks against Kentucky and coming back and winning, that's great. But oh boy's moving on the ground. Like, I would rather defend Austin Simmons right now than Chambliss. There's just less, not that Austin can't run, but there's just less I have to worry about. And I think that kid has no fear. No fear at all when he plays. But Josh, I want to go ahead and get to our list here. And remember, this is a national list for quarterbacks. Go ahead and throw mine up. We'll start with mine. I just want your instant reaction. I've got John Mateer at 1. I've got Carson Beck at 2. I've got Joey Aguilar at 3. I've got Taylon Green at 4. Sawyer Robertson at 5. Diego Pavia. It's a great fit. It's like hand warmers to Alaskans. It's going to work. You're going to sell a lot. Gunnar Stockton at 7 proved it against Tennessee. He's got that dog in him. Go look at that throw on 4th down with the game on the line. I believe in it. I still got Nuss at 8 because I do believe there's going to be a turnaround, and you talked about the injury. Bo Prabula at 9. And then Haynes King running his beat-up ass in here at 10. I don't care if it looks pretty, if it's super sexy. He ain't throwing for 400. But if it's 3rd and 2, the power read's coming, and I can give you a hint who's keeping it. He may not be able to walk by the time he's 45, but he made the top 10 list right here for me at number 10. Josh Pate, what say you?
Do you feel a little guilty watching Haynes King play like I do? Do you feel a little guilty?
Like, I feel
for his
appreciation.
Yeah.
You know, that
David, you talk about it as a
someone
quarterback.
still plays football like that.
It's like that. You know when they show at the spring game, I think it was Nebraska, where they had that like 100-year-old man run for the touchdown, and like everybody's pretending to tackle him. I just feel like that's like Haynes King right now, but it works. People are trying to tackle him.
Look, and we can cut this if we need to, but it kind of reminds you, it's like watching Love on the Spectrum, right? You root for him, but you feel bad at the same time because you're watching it. Like, you root for Haynes King, but you just feel bad because just every play gets destroyed. Well, every single play.
Watch him get up after the hits. Like, if you want to know how his body is, watch him get up. But I will say this, Georgia Tech is one of the most fun teams to watch.
I love bringing
They're one of the most fun teams to watch. But Diego Pavia at 6, I don't think that's crazy at all. Oh, boy, he's cooking. Trying to go on dates with who? Tate McRae? Whoever that is.
Well, shoot or shoot at the end of the day.
I mean, Josh, Diego Pavia, is he a top 10 national guy on your list?
I think he would be. Yeah, I can't push back on it. I think that fit is very important. Like, he's probably not going to stat for stat you to death or anything like that. But they went into Virginia Tech and handled them. They went into South Carolina and handled them.
Yeah.
I do think, not that this is a betting show, but I do think them laying 27.5 against Georgia State, coming off back-to-back road wins with LSU on deck this weekend at home. Interesting play there. But I do agree with you. I think the biggest story on that list that you just showed is Carson Beck being where he is. Because now that we've seen it, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, I knew Carson Beck could play like that. Yeah, but how many people expected it? He's coming off injury. Normally, when you leave a place and go another place in the portal, you're like damaged goods. Like, who's leaving Georgia and improving their position? Well, it looks like Carson Beck did. And so he's down there. I remember when I was down there in the spring, they were talking about, all right, he's still not throwing at that point. And so they're talking about the health thing. And like Mario was very comfortable. We have no questions health-wise. We'll have him 100%. But when he first got down there, I don't really think people understand the juxtaposition of the Cam Ward alpha mentality, just the outward mentality, versus Carson Beck, who's a lot more introverted, a lot more reserved. He's not like a mute, but he is not a guy who walks in the room and takes over the room like Cam Ward. And Cam Ward was a good football player too. So when Carson Beck walks in, initially there was kind of a feeling out process between him, between the program, the players, the coaches. And I remember them telling me, we had a lot of conversations with him, and his viewpoint was, guys, don't worry about this. All right, just because I'm not in people's faces with a loudspeaker. I know this game. I know I can play it. We'll be fine. But then he kind of also had to acquiesce and say, but if you need me to be like 20% more vocal, if I need to talk to people and explain myself, I will. It's a really good thing that happened to me. Yeah. Because now you see the proof of performance is there, so there's no more doubting. But I think part of the performance is there because they made sure that the mesh happened in the spring and summer months when he was able to throw and get right. And that should not be overlooked because that is not easy.
Well, David, I mean, who'd have thought you'd leave Georgia, and at least from what I've seen so far, and this isn't a knock on Georgia, I think it's a compliment to Miami, you have a better run game and better pass protection. And if you let Carson Beck sit in the pocket and go through his reads, he's going to kill you. Like, it's not if, it's when, and that's what we've seen. Because you can make the case, and I know Blaine's made it, Miami looks like the best team in the country right now, especially when you look at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Mark Fletcher, he can tote the mail too.
That's why I got him at 2. I mean, here's my top 10 quarterback list, and this was fun, but it was also challenging, right? I mean, there's 20 guys who need to be in the top 10. It becomes a math problem, and I tried not to move guys up just because I underrated them preseason or move guys out because I overrated them preseason. What I did was I said, forget what we had preseason, forget who might be a good NFL quarterback. 3 weeks into the season, who would I draft or who would I recruit, and what would that order be? I agree. I have John Mateer at number 1. The touchdown to interception ratio needs to improve, but that's where the run game is so key because he also has 4 rushing touchdowns through 3 games. Carson Beck, guys, I agree. I have him at 2. I sold the stock preseason for all the reasons that Josh Pate and everybody's talking about here. Now I'm trying to buy it back, and the stock's expensive. He leads the nation in completion percentage, 2 huge wins. Number 3 for me, Joey Aguilar. What more do you want to say about a kid who missed spring practice, dealt with all the Nico Iamaleava stuff, led the nation in interceptions, or at least had a high interception percentage? I have him at number 3. 4, Diego Pavia. I sold that stock too. I'm trying to buy it back. I'm never selling again. I'm diamond hands.
Stop selling.
All the kid does is win. Sawyer Robertson at 5 for Baylor. I love the way this kid throws the football, and he's probably throwing to maybe the best pass-catching tight end in the country, and the Michael Trigg kid. Ty Simpson at 6. I don't know who else is going to have Ty Simpson. I know everyone panicked after the Florida State game, but that opening drive, he looked great. And even as poor as he quote-unquote played against Florida State on the road in his first loss, he still didn't turn the football over. And since then, he's 41 of 46 for 608 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, 72% completion percentage. The kid can just play football. Bo Prabula at 7 for the reasons you guys talked about. Haynes King at 8. I have a guy on here who hasn't thrown a touchdown this season. 0 touchdown passes, but he's at 8. because the kid just wins football games, and I love it. Devin Dampierre at Utah at number 9.
I don't think
you were talking
this
about him in all
crazy.
season. He's thrown the football better than I thought he would up to this point, which to me deserves a top 10 ranking. And then Baron Morton at Texas Tech. If you want to push back on Baron Morton at 10 because he hasn't played the level of competition that some of these other guys in my honorable mention have played, then that's fair. But we get to find out this week against Utah.
For sure.
We got a top 10 quarterback matchup, according to you, in Salt Lake City at 10 a.m. local time before they stop serving breakfast at McDonald's. Yeah, that's a big deal. I think with Ty Simpson, so you had him higher nationally than I do in the SEC. That's the guy I'm exposed on a little bit. Because if he's the dude we just saw the last 2 weeks, then you're going to be a whole lot more right than I am. I've just adopted this mentality with Bama, mainly because I picked them to win the national title and they hurt me. I'm bleeding after week 1. Is they got to kind of prove it to me. It's a little bit personal. I won't lie with me and Bama, and then Ty Simpson just suffers. It's like collateral damage in that. I got to see you go on the road and do it against Georgia. I'm holding you to a higher standard. I freely admit that because you're Alabama and you're the quarterback at Alabama. But if they go do that, or like even a version of that, I mean, Ty Simpson could go do what like Joey Aguilar did against Georgia last week. They could lose the game. I'd be all in on Ty Simpson. Yeah. He's looked surgical the past couple of weeks. And what you really haven't even seen is he's got that mobile element to his game. Not that they build the offense around it, but he's got that ability as well that I think could end up putting him over the top in some of these close games.
And I just want to say one more thing that bodes well for Ty Simpson. Not that this is the be-all, end-all, but since we brought it up with Bo Prabula leaving Penn State, the way that Dylan Lonergan is playing at Boston College, someone that no one is talking about, and I seriously considered adding him in. Again, there's just too many names for a top 10 list. Dylan Lonergan at Boston College playing for Bill O'Brien is slinging the rock. Ball placement is great. And again, he had to transfer out because Ty Simpson beat you out. I think that bodes well for him. But again, I agree with Josh. You got to play well on the road against Georgia.
For sure. And look, if Bama goes and beats Georgia on the road, there'll be a lot more exuberance in my step after picking Josh. I'm sure with you. The 3 I had right on the outside of my 10 that were hard to leave out was Marcel Reed, Thomas Castellanos, and Josh Hoover. Those were the 3 that didn't.
Castellanos wasn't in your top.
Castellanos, I mean, I just put it on the screen.
He did have the disadvantage of a bye week, too. Yeah. So after he beats Alabama, he plays, what was it, FCS or lower opponent, and then a bye week. So, again, we just need to be reminded a little bit.
For sure.
Super bad people.
All right, Blonde.
People don't forget. All right, let's pull up my list, the correct list. You drink that water, Josh. All right, I got John Mateer at first. I mean, not surprising there. Carson Beck second. I don't know where this guy is on y'all's list. Maybe it's just me.
Against who?
He's third in the Heisman right now. It's Dante Moore. I know, like, my eyes can see what the talent.
That's not what you were screaming at the screen last week when they were struggling against Northwestern.
I thought you gave up on Oregon.
Run defense. That's what I'm worried about. All right, it's 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. The 1 interception came to Northwestern games, completing 80% of his passes. I wouldn't be surprised if this kid won the Heisman. At the end of the day, he is that good to me. Taylor Green at 4. Give me Tommy Cass at 5. I don't care if you had a bye week or not. You absolutely bent Bama over in front of everybody. Give me Joey Aguilar at 6. Sawyer at 7. To be honest with you, I kind of want to put Sawyer a little bit higher. He might be the most NFL ready.
He's
nice.
To be honest. Sawyer's nice.
Give me Gunner at 8. Garrett at 9. I still believe in Garrett Nussmeier. And give me Josh Hoover.
Don't think that's
at
crazy.
10. I don't think Josh Hoover gets enough credit. They got SMU this weekend. The kid throws one of the prettiest balls
he does.
in college football. He's on time, and he can get out of the pocket and make people miss. Josh, thoughts, compliments, disagreements, but at the end of the day, friendship.
Can we keep the graphic up for just a second? I do want to say something. It's about someone pictured here, but not listed here. Just can we be honest for a second? Can we be honest with each other? The guy on the left, I kind of miss him. I'm going to open a milk carton. I'm going to take a sip.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at that lovely face on the back, and I'm going to say, "Come back, Blaine. I miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
I want you back in my life."
I better not be on a Sarah McLachlan special page.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Blaine just Blaine does look, that's like what Blaine looked like before he went to a couple semesters at some school in the Northeast, and then he comes home and looks like this. That's about how it works.
But Josh, what's your thoughts on the list? I'm doing Trup hands right now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, come on, back to the list. Yeah, I'm gonna say Taylor Green. Yes. So Castellanos. Yeah, if we're gonna credit Dante Moore for basically taking the trash out, which is what Oregon's done so far in their schedule, I'm not going to knock Castellanos for having a bye week. So that's fair to have him up there. Nuss, I'm not going to have top 10, but not his fault. It's because he's hurt, so data's sort of incomplete on that one. I just keep going back. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. All three had Mateer number one, did we not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what a story that is, man. Because I remember when I was waving that Mateer Heisman ticket in people's faces, you can't imagine the ridicule I got back in
I got
April
the same,
and May
Josh.
and June.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that dude, have you seen his release point? Oh, have you seen the lack of competition? Okay, now here's what I want to be careful of. They haven't left home yet. So, for all I know, that dude could melt on the road. That could be his, his exposure piece, and we just don't know it yet. But I think they're going to, I don't know if you guys have picked that game. I think they're going to get it done against Auburn this weekend.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be undefeated when they play Texas. And I don't know that Texas will even just have one loss when they play OU. So it's a crazy world in whence we live.
Well, yeah, we had our boy Danny Cannell on yesterday for picks, and
Wow.
Blaine was the only one.
Is that the route you went? Just say
well,
out loud.
Look, we
Say
had
it out
Pollock.
loud. Confirm it. You couldn't get me until today, and Cannell was the backup option. You know that? I know that. They need to know it. Say it.
Look. I
don't
don't
negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, we don't negotiate with terrorists. 100%. But no, to another one, I'm telling you, and I didn't put him on the list the same reason I didn't have Dante Moore on it, because I haven't seen him, play great competition yet this year, but we will. Damon Williams from Washington. I'm just telling you, bro, Washington's a problem. I got Washington 10 and 2 making
how
the playoff.
about another West Coast that we haven't brought up? Jaden Mayava.
Yeah.
What are
He's
our
looked
thoughts
pretty
here?
damn good.
He's looked good. We're going to find out about USC.
Got a big one this weekend against Purdue.
Yeah,
Hey.
they're going to murder Purdue. But, hey, Illinois the next week on the road, I think.
Yeah, I also want to state another obvious. No one's mentioning the kid at Cal because no one wants to pronounce the name. I know good and well that's what's happening.
Yeah.
The Nico.
He's a good player, man.
You put Cal quarterback in his number. That's it.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to be
Cal
honest.
QB.
I was watching last week. I was watching Cal play. Was it Minnesota?
Yeah.
And there were two freshman quarterbacks, but the Lindsey kid from Minnesota
Not bad.
can do it. And it's crazy. He doesn't throw it he doesn't have a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. He's like one of those big pitchers that's like 92 to 94, but there's just a ton of movement and nuance in it. God, he looks good running that. PJ's got him one. I don't know how you let old boy lead the state of Arkansas. I don't know how they let him lead the state as talent. His dad's played at Arkansas, then played in the league, I believe. But Josh, again, buddy, you're the best in the business. Along with us, I think we're all together should come up with a panel and take over college football. That's just, my personal view. But if for some reason the alien, that spaceship that's coming to the solar system just landed and they want to know where they can find your stuff and they're watching this, where would they go?
I appreciate you making college football on YouTube your first priority upon arriving on Earth. Welcome. Josh Pate's College Football Show. Wherever you look, alien, in whatever language you speak. We're happy to have you here. Just don't ask for us to bring college football games to you like the Europeans do. Come to a camp.
Yeah, no, look, it's like we say, if they're smart enough to get here, they're smart enough to know college football is the best thing going on this planet. But JP, thanks so much, buddy. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Like the chances of me not being excited about college football this weekend and seeing these quarterbacks can keep playing well. We're going. Oh, this is a catch.
Nice.
Yeah, dog.